This literally has to be like the most unique way of flying a drone. Now this drone has been out for a little while now and I have my chance to test it out. This is the Antigravity A1, which is the world's first 360-degree video drone, and it's done in collaboration with Insta360, and this whole package is sponsoring this video. You know, I think this could be as good a place as any to try out the Antigravity A1, because it is a nice scenery back there, and we are at Lake Blit and there's a wonderful island in the center, well, almost in the center of the lake, so that could be like a tracking subject. Yeah, let's check it out. In a nutshell, this is a sub 250-gram drone. It has two cameras, one on top, one on the bottom, and those are both 180-degree cameras. And then everything gets stitched together into a 360 video. So when you fly this with these goggles, you actually have the chance to look around while you're mid-air. Whoa, and this feels like so unbelievable. So the drone can go in one direction and you can freely look around. So you're literally floating in the air. And that's a whole different experience compared to my FPV video drones that I have. I have the Avata 2, and that's like a rush, you know, high rush FPV experience. But this is something like completely different and completely unique, and I find this to be like the most immersive way to fly a drone. Now the goggles have two displays. On one you can actually see what you're viewing, so when you have a spotter, and I should be having a spotter today here, but they can see what I'm seeing through this display over here, which is a really unique feature that I haven't seen on any other, you know, goggles before. The drone is controlled with this really intuitive remote controller, or the remote stick, and you have two ways of flying. One is that the drone is pointing wherever you point this, so you need to be turning around, or you can go into the FPV mode and you can just tilt the stick like this, and it feels like you're flying one of those aircraft, army jet aeroplanes, where you just tilt the joystick left and right, back and forth, and this trigger is the throttle. So technically the drone is always going to fly forward. Whenever you press this, the drone flies forward, and when you're tilting the drone, it starts to rotate. But you cannot fly these drones sideways or in reverse. Now, I think that Antigravity have come out and said that they're going to do a regular controller, but I don't think you actually need that, because the only obstacle avoidance sensors are the ones in the front and on the bottom. So as long as the drone is flying just forward, then you're safe. But if you would be flying this sideways or reverse, then you could hit something. And you don't actually need to turn the drone or fly sideways, because you can easily just turn the camera, and you can do this mid-flight or in post-production, where you have the Antigravity A1 Studio, which is pretty much the same as the Insta360 Studio. Now guys from Antigravity were kind enough to send me the whole Infinity bundle, where you get the drone, the goggles, the remote controller, and you get this charging pack with 3 batteries. These batteries are the high capacity batteries, so technically your drone is going to be a little bit heavier if you fly with these batteries. The regular batteries are lighter, therefore the drone can be sub 250 grams, so keep that in mind. But the cool thing about the charging pack is that you actually have a display which displays how much percentage of the battery you have, and by long pressing this button you can charge the third one with the other 2, which is a really unique feature. And the third battery actually comes here on the side. So I mean, probably the best charging case I've seen in a while. This drone also has a very unique feature, and these are the landing gear legs, which deploy and subtract automatically. When you're landing, they deploy. When you're lifting off, they subtract or distract or get tucked in. And you need these legs because this bottom lens is sticking out. Now, like with the Insta360 X5, both of these lenses are replaceable, and you can do them manually. You don't have to send the drone back, which is another cool feature that Insta are pushing out. And I like the fact that Antigravity have adopted this, manual replacing lens mechanism. The drone has a whole bunch of built-in features. You can use the Sky Genie, which is basically pre-programmed, loops or spirals, and you have tracking points where you can basically set a pathway for the drone and store it, and then film the same shot multiple times, for instance, during the day, during the night, and do that kind of transition from one scenario to the other in the same place. It's a really unique feature, and I'm really happy that Antigravity have included that as well. Now, the menus are really unique because you're using the remote controller to point, like a mouse, and it's very similar to VR goggles. I have the Meta Quest 3 and 2 controllers, and I control things the same way as here. So to me, that was really familiar, but I really think the menus are as simple as they can be, very straightforward. I mean, you learn very quickly where everything is, and even have a quick menu so that you don't have to browse around, and you're doing everything with that controller. So it is a unique feature of controlling the functions of the drone. Hikers. Nice to see hikers this time around. Now, the drone comes in this really cool carrying case, and it is a protective case, and it tucks in really nice. It's very small once you pack it up, so that's what I really like. And the build quality of the drone and the remote and the goggles is as good as it gets. It's pretty much up there with the top brands like DJI. And the carrying case where everything comes in, if you have the Infinity bundle, for instance, is of a premium quality. I don't know, I'm starting to become a bag guy, obviously, but I really like it if the carrying cases and the bags and the packaging is up there with the best. So really good job, Antigravity, on this part as well. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something new. If you did, hit the like button and consider subscribing if you're new, and use the links down below if you want to purchase anything that was brought up in this video or my other affiliate links. Really appreciate it. You're helping me out a lot this way. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in these two if you want to stay on the channel. Bye bye.